Hello, I am bringing you You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch from How the Grinch Stole Christmas today. And this was a request from one of my students, and I'm really excited because it's a great song and it's a whole lot of fun, but it has a lot of challenges in it, even for a second or even a third year student. So I'm going to play through the song so you can hear what it sounds like, and then I'll break down some of those challenges for you. Okay, so you probably recognize that tune. It's actually in the same key as the tune from the movie. So if you get this fluently, you could play along when you're watching the movie, or you could look up the song on YouTube and play along with that. YouTube has the added benefit of being able to slow it down. So if you don't quite get it up to speed, you can still play along with the song and have fun. So this song is in a tricky key. It's called G minor. And that means for you that you have B flats, which is going to be, I'm on a violin here, a low 2 on your G string. All right? So I'm going to play G, a low A, then B flat. All right? So all of my second fingers on my G string are going to be those low 2 B flats, including the first note. So I start right on a B flat. And here comes another one. All right, so all those B flats. You could use a fourth finger for that D, or you could use an open D. Notice I used both when I did the playthrough. Either one would be acceptable for this. So let's do that first part one more time. And I'm going to have that low 2 B flat smushed up against my first finger. So that's the first part. I have a big space between my second finger B flat, my third finger C. If I was doing a fourth finger D, there'd be another space. Otherwise, go to open. All right. And then another thing about this key of G minor is you have some variation in the notes on your D string. So sometimes you'll have a regular old E. All right, regular old first finger on your D string. But sometimes you're going to have what's called an E flat. So if this is where your E normally lives, your E flat is going to be there. All right, so it sits below your first finger tape, closer to your scroll. All right, so you're going to have that new note, E flat, every single time you have an E, unless they mark it with a natural sign. So for example, the first E that you have in here, which is measure 3, they mark that E with a natural sign. So that'll be a normal E. You got nothing to worry about there. All right? But in measure, the end of the first line, the last measure of the first line, you don't have a natural sign on that E. So you're going to have an E flat. So let's try playing an E flat together. I'm going to start with my open D. All right, so that 1 is sitting behind your first finger tape. So I'm going to try again. All right, that's your E flat. Now, I'm going to go from an E flat to an F natural. It's just going to be a low 2 on your D string. So that'll sit in between your first and second finger tapes if you have it. And then stretch your 3 all the way to your G tape if you have tapes. So you're going to have this low 1, and then a space for your F natural, and then a space to your G. So your hand's going to be all spaced out. So I'm going to do the last measure of the first line. And actually just the first 4 notes of it. All right, let's try that again. It's a big spaced out hand. So set your G, F natural, E flat. All right, and then after that, you have an E flat, and then a C. So stretch that 3 again. right, so I'm going to do that measure one more time, and then I'm going to go on to the next line. So I've got my G all set. I've got space, space in my hand position. And then moving on to the next line, I have an F natural again. Then another B flat, that low 2 on my G string. Okay, I'm going to do that whole bit one more time. That's from the last measure of the first line. All right, so G minor is a little tricky because of those E flats and the F naturals, but sometimes this composer, who's very clever, likes to change it up a little bit. So sometimes you're going to have those E naturals, which are a regular old E, the E that you've been playing on your D string all along, and sometimes you're going to have F sharps, and all those F sharps are going to be marked. You'll see the sharp in your music. All right, so the only E flats you're actually going to have to deal with are in those 2 measures we just played. And then if you keep on going, the third measure of the second line, you're back to E natural, and you have F sharp. So that's the, like, you're an old banana with a greasy black peel. Gross, but really fun to play. So. So really no new notes in that last section. I'm going to go back to the very beginning, just give you a quick round robin of all the new skills, and then you should be on your merry way. So we have a B flat to start, which is a low 2 on your G string. And then we'll have a big space to reach to our C on our G string. 1, 2, 3. Regular E, F sharp. Now here's where my hand's going to be all spaced out, right? E flat, F natural, G, all the way on the tape. Back to B flat. Okay, so those are all the new skills. I didn't even mention the rhythm yet. Notice that I wasn't going right. I wasn't doing my 8th notes, do-day, do-day, do-day. I was swinging my 8th notes because this is a jazz song. So when you play a jazz song, in general, you don't play like, you do something called swinging, where you go long, short, long, short, long, short. So instead of, you go. And if you think of the words of this song, that actually matches the words, right? You're a mean one. He doesn't go, you're a mean one. So just think the words in your head and match that with your bow, with your rhythm, and then you should be able to fit with the song really well. So good luck. This is a challenging song, but I know you can do it, and Merry Christmas.